now we're going to talk about some of the sleeper teams that I have, right? And it's actually really just one. I really only have one sleeper team to talk about in the NBA playoffs. Playoffs are coming in a couple weeks. Like I said, we got about 6-7 games left. And as it stands, I'm talking about the standings as of yesterday, right? Because games are going on as we speak that could change position. So we're going off of last night, Tuesday. I really don't have a sleeper team in the Eastern Conference. I feel like the Eastern Conference, the seeding where it stands now, the higher seeds will win. Cleveland's going to get out the first round. You got Boston at the 2 seed, the Knicks at 3, the Pacers coming out of nowhere, having a great second half of the season, move to the 4 seed, Detroit at 5, Milwaukee at 6. I feel like the Pacers are going to beat Detroit in the first round matchup. I think it'll be a very scrappy, tough series. The Pacers and Pistons have a history, but the Pacers are the better team. They've beat them 2 out of 3 times this year, 7 out of the last 10 times they played. So I'm going with the Pacers. The 3-6 matchup, no Damian Lillard with Milwaukee. I think the Knicks get them. They got the home court advantage. I can see that series going 6 games maybe, but I'm going to take the Knicks to win that. Nobody's beating Boston in the first round. I think the 7th seed is the Atlanta Hawks. I'm not seeing that happen. And then you will probably get a rematch of the playoff series last year with Cleveland and Orlando, right? The way Cleveland looks now, they look 10 times better than they did last year. Orlando took a step back, so I don't see any surprises in the East. But I just wanted to lay out the standings as of yesterday. The sleeper team that I see, though, is actually in the Western Conference, right? The Minnesota Timberwolves. That is my sleeper team. They have a path where they can get to a Western Conference final. All right, hear me out. As it stands as of yesterday, they were the 7th seed, right? If the seeding stays where it's at, they would play the Houston Rockets in the first round. A very young, inexperienced Houston Rockets team going against a veteran-laden team with a superstar in Ant Edwards that has been to a conference final already. So they know what it takes to play and get to the third round of the playoffs. I don't think they need home court advantage to beat this young team. I think they can go on the road and win a playoff game. They've done it before. I don't know if Houston can go on the road and win a playoff game. Young teams typically need their home fans, and they play better at home, role players especially. With a veteran team like Minnesota and the coaching, I think they can get past the 2 seed, and it won't really even feel like much of an upset, to be honest. I think more people will probably lean towards Minnesota winning that first round matchup. Then your second round matchup will probably be the winner of the 6-3, right? Because the 3 would play 2 if the seeds are higher, or if the higher seeds win. So now you would get a Denver matchup because Denver's a 3 seed. And I think Denver can beat Golden State. They don't match up well with – Golden State doesn't match up well with Denver. So they have no answer for Jokic. They have no answer for Jamal Murray. So I would take the Denver Nuggets beating Golden State. And then you got Minnesota and Denver. This is a very interesting matchup, okay? If you've been watching basketball, if you've been watching the NBA for the last couple seasons, Minnesota has Denver's number. The Western Conference is strictly about matchups. Throw the seeds out the window, right? Aside from OKC, who's dominating the Western Conference, I think the 2nd seed is like 14 games behind them. They've been dominant, right? 2 through 8 is all about matchups. That's why a lot of these teams are jockeying for position to get to a place where they match up well. And this is nothing new, right? The Grizzlies did it years ago when they wanted to match up against Tim Duncan and the Spurs, Zebo, the grandfather, all of them wanted to match up purposely with the Spurs because they felt like they had a better matchup and they beat them. So the We Believe Warriors did it to the Dallas Mavericks, the 1-8 matchup. So it's happened before. This year, I think it's paramount to get a good matchup. And I think this Denver-Minnesota matchup, if it happens, Minnesota has the upper hand. They have been beating them all season, last season, in the playoffs last season. I think that is a matchup nightmare for the Denver Nuggets. They have no answer for Naz Reid at the stretch 5, right? Rudy Gobert might not play much. He'll be a rim protector, but Jokic can exploit that matchup, but Naz Reid always exploits the matchup against Jokic. They have no answer for him. They have nobody to guard Anthony Edwards. Jamal Murray is too small, and you can put Mike Conley Jr. on him. He won't neutralize Jamal Murray, but he's older, savvier, and he knows how to play, so he can play well against their guards, Christian Braun and Jamal Murray. I like this Minnesota matchup. If they get them, Julius Randle is another piece that you have to account for. He's got a full season under his belt with the T-Wolves. So look out for that sleeper. That will be my sleeper in the Western Conference, the Minnesota Timberwolves. As the seeding is constructed now, the Timberwolves are at the 7. If they stay at the 7 seed in the playoffs, they have a track where they can actually get to a Western Conference final as a 7 seed. Y'all let me know what y'all think. If y'all have any other sleeper teams, I don't consider the Lakers a sleeper team because honestly, I don't have them getting out of the next round. If they beat the Grizzlies at the 5, they got to go play OKC, and they cannot beat Oklahoma City. I don't care what y'all say about veterans and LeBron and Luka know how to win, blah, blah. I don't care what you say. The Thunder are the better team. They're the more dominant team defensively. They have Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, which they have no answer for, right? And you got Chet Holmgren, Isaiah Hartenstein. The size, the Lakers are too small. The OKC Thunder's defense is number 1 in damn near every category. So I don't think they're a sleeper at all. They're going to fall where they need to fall. I can see Golden State getting beat in the first round. If the Clippers get that 8th seed, they obviously will get the Thunder. I take the Thunder in that series as well. So that will probably be a good game. It'll be a good series because you still got to account for Kawhi and James Harden. That's no slouch. But I feel like OKC is just a better basketball team. And so they'll win the games. So y'all let me know what y'all think. Are there any other sleepers I'm forgetting about? I'm not worried about the other play-in teams, not in the Eastern Conference. I think the East is set up the way it is. I think the higher seeds advance all the way till we get to a conference final maybe. But the West is going to be interesting. And where it's seated now, where it's presently constructed, I have the Minnesota Timberwolves as my sleeper team. So y'all let me know what y'all think. Again, you can always comment below, and you can always subscribe to the X-Factor Sportz Podcast on YouTube and Rumble and all other platforms you like to listen to the X-Factor Sportz Podcast. Real talk, unbiased takes. Okay. Before we get up out of here, you know we always hit y'all with that 2-minute warning. So we're going to go ahead and dive in with growing your relationships. Now, this is all types of relationships, whether it's your significant other, whether it's family, whether it's friends, work, any type of relationship you have with others. Focus on growing those relationships. And the way to do that is simple, right? Easier said than done, but it's a simple saying. Once you realize, or once you start focusing on what you can bring to a relationship as opposed to worrying about what you're getting out of the relationship, then you'll be able to grow it, right? For example, if you're at work, whatever job you have, if your main focus is what I'm going to get paid or what the benefits look like, or, you know, what can this company do for me, as opposed to looking at it from that point of view, look at it to how can I help this company grow? What can I bring? What are my attributes that I can bring to the table to this company to help it grow? And then you'll start seeing the relationship get better. Then the raises will start coming. Then you'll start getting recognized for the things you do for a company, typically. So put that into your other relationships too. Start pouring into it. If you stop worrying about what's in it for me and start worrying more about what can I bring to the table, you'll see these relationships flourish better. I think that gets lost in society. I think a lot of these young people that are in these relationships are always looking for what somebody can bring to the table. You watch social media, y'all see all these memes or whatever and all these reels. These young women that are talking about, what they want out of a man, what this man needs to bring to me, or what this and that. And they're looking at it the wrong way. And there are men on the other side of that doing that too. What a woman can do for them. Until you stop worrying about what people can do for you and you start worrying about what you can bring into a relationship, whether you're in a relationship now or you're looking for one, focus on what you can bring to the table. That's how a relationship can grow. Or you can realize if it's the right relationship to be in. But a lot of things can get uncovered once you start being selfless in the relationship. That's the bottom line. It's about selflessness, right? Pouring into someone else or to something else and seeing the fruits of that labor, seeing the fruits of that success. You know, trying to grow this podcast, me pouring into it and seeing what I can bring to it instead of saying, what can this podcast bring for me? How many views can I get? How many subscribers can I get? I don't think about those things. Those things come with what I'm pouring into it. So think about that, right? Moving forward, think about any of the relationships, whether it's certain things you're doing, certain goals you have. Think about what you're pouring into those relationships or into those goals and see what you get out of them from that standpoint, as opposed to doing things to see what it can do for you. See what you can do for it. All right. I appreciate y'all for tuning in to another episode of the X-Factor Sportz Podcast, Season 7, Episode 9. If you like the new gear, you can click on the QR code below and go to the X-Factor Sportz store. We have all sizes, shirts, sweatshirts, hoodies. We got new t-shirts coming this summer. So get your orders in early. Make sure you call me or get on my direct message. You can DM, you can get on social media, anywhere, and let me know what your sizes are. We can get you your apparel today. All right. So again, thank y'all, everyone, for tuning into the X-Factor Sportz Podcast. Real talk, unbiased takes. We on YouTube and Rumble every Wednesday night and all the audio platforms you can catch us. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe on all platforms. You can catch the reels throughout the week. We break down the episodes so you guys can kind of see what the takes are like, and then you can comment there, or you can always watch it every Wednesday. This is Jay Mondane signing off. The X-Factor Sportz Podcast, Season 7, Episode 9. We'll see you next week. Peace.